नमस्कार, मैं महाराज शाह INF टीवी से आपसे मुखातिब हूँ। आज मेरे साथ जुड़े हैं एक अहम मेहमान संजीव मुंशी। संजीव मुंशी को आप कौशल समाचार के माध्यम से भी जानते होंगे और उनके सोशल मीडिया की प्रेजेंस से भी जानते होंगे। उनको बहुत सारे लोग बहुत जगह पे अपने चैनल पे बुलाते हैं, खासकर जो हमारे बाउंड्री के उस तरफ है, यानी हमारी जो ये क्या नाम बाउंड्री है, POK के लोग हैं, उनको बुलाते हैं अपने शोज़ में। और उनको गहन अध्ययन है जम्मू कश्मीर की स्थिति का। और आइए आज हम उनसे मिलते हैं। एक पूर्व संध्या जो है हमारे एक्सोडस के दिन की, कल हम उसका दिन मना रहे हैं, मना क्या रहे हैं। आज 37 साल हो गए हैं हमें एग्जाइल में, एक्सोडस में, डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड एंड इन आवर ओन कंट्री। इस पे हम आज उनसे बात करते हैं। मैं उनका स्वागत करता हूँ। नमस्कार महाराज।
नमस्कार महाराज। How are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir. तो कत पे वनकस मे सतन जुड़ित?
बह फ्लोरिडा USA मज आजकल मे वो 4-5 रत ये। I have been in Florida because my son lives here, so I am with his family.
अच्छा, how long कर पे छु तो रोजन?
I have been here since August.
No, you have been since August, but your son, आपके जो बेटे हैं वो
very खंड होते मिस about a
अच्छा
year.
बरी अच्छा महाराज तो कहते हैं श्रीनगर असली रोज
as far as Srinagar Rozan an area downtown area called Bodhgher.
अच्छा
yeah, this was near Reshpir being a bigger landmark. So we used to live, our house was about 5 minutes walk from, not even 5 minutes, 3 minutes walk from Bodhgher. The soon Garos, yours on the sadak towards Rajarkadal Gasanas, but Age so Parbas Gasan, yes, the one Gare. At Tansasak Bata Pathurish, there were 8-10 houses, and we were living there. Srinagar.
I remember, yes. अच्छा कोता काल को वहीं तो वर्क असने से
my last trip to Srinagar was in 2007 or 2010 probably. But
in what connection?
No, I had gone in there, a very strange incident. We had a colleague and I was working in a Gujarat based company that time, and he was very insistent. मेरी शादी है, मिर्जा अब्दुल रऊफ हो समझता, मेरी शादी आप आइए. Then तफ तुलुन साइने MDS तुलुन मुंशी साहब को भेजो जी. So he said जी जाओ यार, ये तो बहुत तंग करेगा. So as a result I went there. मगर मेरे याद से चीज मारा, when I went there 2007 only, on school because school was nicht votus. I was staying in a hotel near that. I became very emotional. गयो पंकिन डाउनटाउन कुन मगर पत गयम ने हमत फतेहगल पेटे I told the driver you change ऐसो पत गसन रुनिवर कुन रुनिवर ते मे स्पॉफ रोदा तति मुझे ता तीन दिस करस में तत रुनिवरिस में रोदमत वारिया जुगलन ट्रस्ट निश मगर मे गय ने तति हमत ना घर गसन बे क्याज युजन सोन घर छु सुगाव कुनशत नमतस या अकनमतस मजी बोzo we had to sell that house. It was as he pushed in Gare, and one of the partners in that house, he needed money. So he was a businessman. So pharmaceutical business. So university में बढ़ जाना दवा दुकान चलान. Particularly Exodus गाँव पत क्या करे. So he needed to restart his business, and he then requested my father कि हमारी कुन्हाव. So my father gave him blank authority. You need. My father was in government service, so he said, "You go ahead." So makan hut sein hamsai nahi. I say gur bara hamsai. Them hut sugare. The patikotan demolish sugare. Once them the booze, somebody told me ki socho them panis kori ditmutam sugare. There was nothing.
So you sold that all property in distress basically. You would never have sold that. Agar zan na yem satati asan gamte.
82,000
I
rupees.
want to make a point here.
Please.
Sarvi yita ti kashir but timan chi kuni story ye zan ye sale chi gamat of our properties. It is almost same.
Correct.
Because we were deprived of our birthplace there, of living there. We had establishments there. Karobar, sorry, kya was thati. And then when we were thrown out of that place at the gunpoint, then we went into distress. Everybody, सब हर एक distress में चला गया उस वक्त. कोई ना कोई ज़रूरत आन पड़ी थी और उसका फायदा उठा के लोगों ने हमारी प्रॉपर्टीज खरीदी है उस वक्त. और इट हैज़ बीन एवरीवेयर सेम स्टोरी. और इसका अभी तक कोई निवारण नहीं हुआ है. These properties are gone.
Maharaj ji,
So,
I would like to add. Sorry for interrupting you.
नहीं, it is your turn, sir. ये आपसे ही सब कुछ जानना है. मैं तो सिर्फ कमेंट कर रहा था इस बात पे जो आपने कहा.
Those of us who have lived in Kashmir and those of us who have lived in that romantic idea of Kashmir, it is time we have a wake-up call. So वक्त येले अकिस महलस मज ज़ोर बटगर आसान तो बकाया आसान मुसलमान घर, and they would still live in relative peace. That period, that era is gone. See, those people are gone, and today it is not feasible and possible कि तिमन अगर सो प्रॉपर्टी आसे न कनमस अगर सो आसे खड़ा तो पत गथ रोज तत, because surroundings have changed. People who had lived a composite culture tim mokle लिहाजा use a नवी generation, it is almost 3 generations now, emotion but which with each other. So we are as good or as bad as animals in a zoo.
Absolutely.
इसलिए ये किसी का सोचना. I have a few gentlemen I know of, friends कह लो, खास तौर से इन रूरल बैकग्राउंड पे थे, गामन पे थे सामतन. Actually we are attached to our land. Agreed. I don't say you should not be. And some of them sold land, most of them did not sell land because you see. मगर वापस गछुन and living in peace as we used to live, that may not be a very feasible proposition. रोमांटिक आइडिया खासन कि हे मे वो एक नफरन हे अक सोसाइटी बनावान छ तिम छ they will get land allocated and other things, society बनाओ that private society. अच्छा पत कैसा करो हेट्स वर समर हाउस बनी बचन खतर मिदम सर it will make me more susceptible. And for see what has happened is Bumaraj, I am 69 years old. So I'm not getting any younger, and there are so many people whom I met. Sari zindagi Kashmir mein guzar. They say that we are not now ready to go back. I say in the last 35, 36 years, we have rebuilt our lives. We have reclaimed our lives. Maharaji, let me put it in a proper perspective. Which is an exodus. We say this is our 7th exodus. And the process of exodus started somewhere from grandfather of Sikandar Butshikan. I think Shahabuddin was Tamis now. Tamis Basha ki bo Bataukar me against agitation, Timchine Miyankath Manan. So he started by breaking our temples. You know, Sarkot Godatem Futro Shad, which broke.
Sikandar Butshikan was Pana Yimsan Fudramus.
Sikandar Butshikan, I'm talking about his grandfather. Shahabuddin, he was otherwise a very brave king, but he said कि ये लोग मेरे against कुछ बगावत करेंगे, ये लोग मेरे resist करेंगे. So he decided. See, what had happened was already अगर बे के lower castes आसे, they must already go with convert Kashirimas, or they were in the process of getting converted. इसलिए बट के गई मुसलमान नाइम तिमवी को सारी को ज़्यादा जुल्म सानी community पे, and the primary focus was Brahmins.
What is
And
the source? What is the source of your information? How do you say it?
Yimarache, this is
Which
even
history?
John Raja.
Which history, sir? Which history? No, no, no. जॉन राजा ने ऐसे कभी नहीं लिखा है.
आप देखिए
जॉन
ना,
राजा का कौन सा हिस्ट्री में लिखा है?
he has
सीधा
been,
सीधा 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 ये हिस्ट्री है कि जो सिकंदर बुच्चकन था, उसको बुच्चकन इसीलिए बोलते हैं, उसने ही ये मंदिर जलाए,
महाराज,
उसने ही ये सारा कुछ किया. अच्छा,
Mr.
इसको
Shah,
रहने दीजिए. मुझे आप एक बात बताइए. मुझे
I beg to disagree. You please look at who broke the Vejbiradu Mandaro Sukha and Phutro. It was before Sikandar. And who were the people who egged on?
It had started before सिकंदर, लेकिन सिकंदर ने ही सबसे ज्यादा एट द मतलब bent of sword and forcibly people were converted. कोई जात पात वहां पे, कौन सी जात थी वहां पे?
You're not getting what I'm trying to say. You're not trying to see what happens. When the Shamir dynasty took over, Gonduk Nafar ruled because he was not that communal, should I say, but he was
really, he was not communal.
I said he was not that brutal that way.
He had क्या मारा छूते वरन under conceit, and they have a policy in religion. उस रिलीजन की पॉलिसी को उसने अडॉप्ट किया. उसने कोई आप पे मतलब वो हमको हिंदू ट्रेडिशन को वो लाइक नहीं करता था, बट मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द populace at that time were Hindus, and he could not do anything against those people at that time, but he had to make his dent there. और कितना समय लगा? एक ही पीढ़ी तो लगी उसको.
आप मेरी बात समझ नहीं रह रहे या मैं समझा नहीं पा रहा हूँ. What I'm saying
नहीं, मैं भी थोड़ा सा हिस्ट्री पढ़ा हुआ हूँ सर, और इसलिए ये बोल रहा हूँ कि ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स बताए जाते हैं ना कि वो बड़ा ही शांत, बड़ा ही अच्छा था.
Now you are putting words into my mouth. Please understand this.
No, I'm not doing this. इसमें यही मतलब निकलते हैं फिर, क्योंकि अदर पीपल से द सेम. वो इसको बिल्कुल ट्विस्ट करते हैं इसी तरीके से. वो कहते हैं कि आपने खुद जो है कन्वर्ट हो गए हो यहाँ सारे, और यहाँ कोई जुल्म नहीं हुआ है.
You have gone on a very different track. What I am saying
I am trying to make my point कि जब हम इस नैरेटिव को हम बेचते हैं समाज में, तो ये मैसेज जाता है कि जो रिलीजन इस्लाम है उसने कोई हमें क्षति नहीं पहुंचाई है कश्मीर में.
When did I say that? What I am trying to say is, Imzan, after the first Shamir, the man who married Kota Rani, Imzan Pattam's next generations because they were influenced by these
had he married Kota Rani, or she committed a suicide? How do you say that he married her? He had conquered, confiscated her, and उसने खुदकुशी क्यों की कोटा रानी ने?
That was the way.
There is a difference between telling the story. There is a difference between telling the story.
फिर आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं?
नहीं, मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि इस तरीके के नैरेटिव जो हैं वो उसने मैरिज किया, उसने तो उसको जंग में पकड़ के जबरदस्ती उसके साथ मैरिज करना चाहता था, जबकि उसने खुदकुशी की वहां पे.
उसके बाद she gave her intestines to him as a wedding gift, but the fact remains that before that she tried a lot of काफी हरबे उसने कोशिश की to save the kingdom. So I'm not saying that. मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ आपको कि there were some new converts, Bata Mazaim convert गई, and who proved to be extremely venomous. I think you are taking it on a very different track. What I'm saying is that
no, I'm not taking it on a different. I'm trying to the realistic track, sir. Realistic track.
Because there are in the historical accounts, whether it is Hassan, Bahristani Shahi, or Hassan, those people who have written about that dark period of Kashmir, they agreed कि खासतौर से ईरान पे शायद इस आमदीम so-called Sufi, they were the ones Shah Hamdan is Vananos, Temsun Nechu, who were the major advisors to these kings. The Naik Sultan Isaman,
That is a fact. That's a fact.
and they were the ones who were, egging them on. Tatsmas Court to some extent, in the newly converted Bate Timothy of Mother, even the cameras.
We cannot. Once somebody converts, he is not a Batade.
Achha.
He has
Chalo,
converted, and he has to prove his conversion, and he has to
correct.
prove his loyalty to the new religion. So that is
Even
understood.
Hassan
That is
in his
understood.
history of Kashmir has mentioned all these in the Vananchus, and there is one particular user the one that user Mara Sikandar Butchikan's grandfather was Shahabuddin as the Miswanan. He was the man who broke that Gonyuk Bold temple used to destroy court. That was Vijbraj. Vijayeshwar temple is Vananche. So later on, Sikandar did what he did, and Sikandar was constantly egged on by his Shah Hamdan Niju.
Yes, this is history. We were ready to speak on this Exodus, sir.
See,
और जो आज का है, you told me the historical background. मुंशी जी, एक मिनट मैं अपनी बात बताऊं, फिर आप सारा कुछ बता दीजिए. मैं आपको एक बात बताऊंगा. आपने एक पॉइंट बहुत जबरदस्त रेज किया, यहाँ पे कोई जाना नहीं चाहता है. You cannot say it on behalf of those thousands of people and lakhs of people जो जाना चाहते हैं. So ये एक अनदर नैरेटिव है. जो अमेरिका में सेटल है, जो इधर उधर सेटल लोग हैं, वो ऐसा बोल सकते हैं. जो जगती में रह रहा है कश्मीरी पंडित, वो ऐसा नहीं बोलता है, वो ऐसा समझता भी नहीं है. और जो लोग जम्मू में रहते हैं, वो भी ऐसा नहीं समझते हैं. और मैं ये इंस्टेड ऑफ टेलिंग दिस कि कोई जाना नहीं चाहता है, हमको वहां की जमीन चाहिए. हमारे लाखों करोड़ों रुपए की प्रॉपर्टी जो हड़पी गई है, उसके बदले हमको एक टाउनशिप दे दे, या कोई कुछ ना कुछ तो जेनोसाइड का जो है मतलब रिवर्सल होना चाहिए. एंड व्हेन पीपल स्टार्ट टॉकिंग कि ये पॉसिबल ही नहीं है, देन इट पिंचेस. 37 साल हो गए. हिंदुस्तान का मतलब क्या है फिर? व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ इंडिया? इफ आई कांट लिव इन कश्मीर फ्रीली विदाउट एनी थ्रेट ऑफ गन, तो इसका मतलब, इस देश का मतलब क्या है?
मैं वही आपसे अर्ज करना चाहता हूं. There were 6 exoduses before independence.
फिर आप मुझे वही बताएंगे. आप मुझे आज की स्थिति के बारे में बात बताइए.
बात तो सुना नहीं यार. 6 exoduses happened within a period of 4.5 centuries. 7th exodus happened when India was a free country. India had a so-called secular constitution. But with all the army, with all the might, it failed to protect the interests of its minuscule minority.
Why, sir?
Failure of the state. We had a very weak government. We have people who don't have proper understanding of the ground realities of Kashmir.
No, they had perfect understanding, but they were not ready to say. They were not ready to understand. They had perfect understanding. Everybody, politicians were knowing what they are doing. They always know what they are doing.
Maharaj, I'll tell you one. I had a conversation once with late Ved Vishnudat. He was member parliament from Jammu. Yeah. I knew him quite well, and towards the fag end of his life, he developed bone cancer, and he had come to Ludhiana for treatment. I met him there. Whole day we sat together. I told him, sir, are you not able to? And that time Vajpayee was the prime minister. I told him, are you not able to tell all this to Vajpayee? He, Valji said कि देखो जी जम्मू को सराउंड कर लिया है चारों तरफ से. There are people who have, but मैंने कहा जी ये सब चीजें, are you not able to convey to your bosses in the government? His comment was most shocking. He said वो सुनना नहीं चाहते. These were, see, Valji was that time on the.
अब मैं आपसे ये पूछना पड़ेगा एनालिस्ट, why is it happening कि कोई सुनना क्यों नहीं चाहता है? How does it hurt those people or their interests? What is the problem?
See, इसका किसी ने मुझे बहुत अच्छा एक reply भेजा था. Not reply, somebody had said something. He said it took the entire wisdom of Sri Krishna and 700 shlokas of Gita to wake up Arjun. हम लोग we are still sleeping. Hindus are sleeping. Hindus are not that active or that, should I say, proactive. Proactive तो खैर है ही नहीं, but we need somebody who can wake us up. We are still, see, today also, when you find that people are defending all these third raters who are trying to break India, who are they? Is Kapil Sibal not a Hindu? Is Abhishek Manu Singhvi not a Hindu? Why are they always defending the terrorists? Why are they always, Haji?
Terrorists, they are defending terrorists.
Why
Yes.
they are defending?
There's a,
Are they not Hindus?
there,
At least in,
there's a
on
ecosystem.
official papers, they will be Hindu. So question is that our Hindus, we still are not. I remember, sir, आज से कुछ साल पहले, when this Kashmir Files was released, I was in US that time, and me and my sister, she took me to watch the movie. So we went there, and I was in New Jersey that time. ते मरा was local theater host, but before it, the movie started, my sister got up. She has also been very active in KOA once upon a time. So she told everybody, look, I'm from Kashmir, and whatever is being shown here is 100% accurate, 100% true, and all that. After the movie, as we were coming out, we saw a lot of people coming out crying. And it was a very mixed crowd, but we had Malayalis, we had Tamilians, is an Indian diaspora in New Jersey. And the common dialogue was, we did not know. We did not know.
Who stopped them from knowing, sir? Who stopped them from knowing? Who stopped them from knowing? अगर फलस्तीन में एक आदमी मरता है तो यहाँ जुलूस निकलते हैं.
मैं वही आपसे अर्ज कर रहा हूँ ना.
लोग बैग लेके पार्लियामेंट में आ जाते हैं.
मैं आपसे वही अर्ज कर रहा हूँ.
हमारी बात उनको
ये डायलॉग जो था ना,
समझ में क्यों नहीं आई?
महाराज जी, ये जो डायलॉग था, this was used by the Germans when American soldiers and British soldiers, they came to Germany after Second World War, and they started finding concentration camps. They asked the surrounding people, भाई आपको smell भी नहीं आती थी, आपको आवाज नहीं. There was one common, when you read that history, we did not know. So, but you did not know, you didn't have nose also. You couldn't smell when people were being burnt. Live, and bodies were being burnt.
Right.
Similarly, in India, the common sentence used was, we did not know. Because मैंने आपको एक अभी ये कहा ना, it took भगवान कृष्ण to narrate a Gita and then wake up Arjun. So we were हम लोग ऐसे सोए हुए हैं, ऐसी सुषुप्त कंडीशन में हैं, that it will take a Bhagavad Gita and Bhagwan Krishna only to wake us up. JKPD,
they were very rigorously supporting that bill of Tankha, Vivek Tankha ji. And what happened to that?
Sir, I told you, Tankha ji, with all his good intentions, the bill will not even see the light of the day, because neither the Congress nor the BJP, they are interested. मैं आपको वही कह रहा हूँ ना आपसे कि
my main thrust is on this only. Why is it so that no political party is interested in Kashmiri Pandits?
Because we are not a vote bank.
That's not true.
You may not like to believe it.
नहीं, मैं आपको बताऊंगा, क्योंकि ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो पूरा वोट बैंक नहीं है, लेकिन उनके लिए मरते हैं यहाँ लोग, पॉलिटिशियंस.
Such as?
मैं कहना यहाँ तो नहीं कह सकता हूँ इस तरीके से, मतलब बहुत कम तादाद में है वो लोग. जिनको प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए वो बहुत. आप मुझे बता दीजिए, हिंदुस्तान में इन कंपैरिजन टू अदर पॉपुलेशन, जो सिर्फ ये पॉलिटिक्स के लिए वो ऐसा करते हैं, ये भी मैं कहूँगा, लेकिन उनके लिए तो वो तैयार रहते हैं. जो कि लोअर स्ट्राटा के अभी भी लोग हैं, बहुत कम तादाद में है, जितने नहीं है, क्योंकि जब महाराष्ट्र सारा हम उस बेल्ट को देखते हैं जहाँ पे ट्राइबल्स हैं, उनको प्रोटेक्ट नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन उनके लिए शोर बहुत मचाते हैं. हमारी स्थिति क्या उनसे गई गुजरी है?
Maharaji, I would like to ask you one or two questions. That is when two people are discussing in a larger context. So what I am saying, my question is, were there no signs before 1990 about what is going to happen?
तो देयर वर वेरी मच 1931 से ही तो साइंस थे,
है ना? तो
1931 से.
we chose to ignore those.
So we were given some assurance. We had everybody was assured of Indian might in and presence.
There was
we
no
believe it.
assurance, sir. There was no assurance.
No,
With a
there was
person like Nehru at the helm, there was no assurance. Nehru did whatever Abdullah told him. That time in 47, he was dancing to the tune of Abdullah. You have to understand this very beautifully. 9th November 1947, Indian Army reached Baramulla. And next station was Uri. Indian Army captured Uri. From Uri to Muzaffarabad, it was 35 miles. 35 miles. Because Abdullah did not have his he had no interest in that area because that was not his primary area. It was not a Kashmiri speaking area, so he didn't have that. So Muzaffarabad was not his priority. Mirpur was not his priority. Therefore, Abdullah, he talked his way into
one thing is very shocking. When we talk about the present situation, we try to go into the history. History is very important. I agree. Please let me place my perspective. History is very important. But this present situation, through which we are going, Kashmiri Pandits are going, this is very important to us. Why has Indian state failed to protect us? Why has Indian state failed to rehabilitate and resettle us in Kashmir?
Sir, why I cannot answer? Because I am not a part of that apparatus. The fact
Nobody
remains,
can answer from us.
huh?
Perhaps nobody from us can answer this because
Correct.
the people who are at the helm of affairs can only answer this.
Correct. But couple of things become very obvious, Maharaji, when you look at it from a long historical perspective. See, I was recently talking to somebody in Pakistan, and I said that it is now becoming clearer by the day that creation of Pakistan, Muslim League had nothing to do. This was a gift by the British. Why? They always wanted to control this area.
They want some story which makes them free of every blame. ये जो है ना, Muslim League was Muslim League was formed in 1906. It was feudatory of Muslims, Nawabs, everybody. They were loyal to British. It is known to everybody. They had British support. It is known to everybody. But basically, इसके भीतर क्या था? मजहबी तो था ना.
भाई
What they exploited was
आप मेरी बात भी नहीं समझ रहे हैं. मैं ये तो I am not denying that mazhab was not at the back of it. What I am saying is there were other geopolitical programs. Why were the British interested in Gilgit-Baltistan? 1913 में उन्होंने गिलगित स्काउट्स बनाए. What was the idea? And then 1930 में जैसे ही महाराजा हरि सिंह ने वो स्पीच, हाँ जी,
tell me. I can answer this, but you tell me, sir.
What I'm saying is महाराजा हरि सिंह ने जैसे ही वो स्पीच राउंड टेबल कॉन्फ्रेंस में दिया, उसके बाद they started putting pressure and ultimately they ensured that Gilgit-Baltistan was handed over to them. Now you can also imagine that Major Brown, who was a member of the British Army, who was reporting to the British Army, he was given knighthood in 1948.
Sir, we have very small time. हमारे पास बहुत कम टाइम है.
हाँ,
तो
बोलिए.
मैं आपके कुछ विचार इस वक्त जो हमारी स्थिति है उस पे जानना चाहता हूँ. How can we make it possible?
I'm going to say a few things. In a way, in several ways, Exodus has opened the floodgates of India for us. So you have to understand that a huge market got opened, a huge market of opportunity got opened because of various governments, especially Maharashtra, Karnataka, giving admissions to Kashmiri Pandit wards. I was talking to.
Can I speak? Can I speak?
Please,
Muslims are getting
you are a
Muslims are
poor
getting
listener.
Muslim. No, I'm not a poor listener because something hurts very, very, very deeply. जो आप कहते हैं ना, उसका मुसलमान ज्यादा फायदा उठाते हैं. उन्होंने ज्यादा फायदा उठाया. पीएम पैकेज के तहत उन्होंने सबसे ज्यादा पीएम जो जितनी पॉलिसीज है, हर जगह उनको एडमिशन मिल रहा है. आप ईरान जाओ, आप कहीं भी जाओ, उनकी हर तरीके से देखभाल की जाती है. द मार्केट हैज नॉट ओपन फॉर कश्मीरी पंडित. हमने 2-4 सीटें क्या ले ली कि इसको हम उछाल देते हैं. बट इट इज एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ आवर
Sir, how many
motherland.
seats?
Our motherland.
How many seats would a normal Kashmiri person before migraine? Say, let's say.
I tell you one thing, sir. जो हमने खोया है, उसके कॉस्ट के लिए सीट से हम सेटिस्फाई हो गए, कारोबार से सेटिस्फाई हो गए. All right,
You are misconstruing what I am saying, Maharaj.
No, sir. This is the meaning. This is the meaning. Underline meaning. There cannot be two meanings of one sentence.
See,
you are telling me that Exodus was good for us because floodgates were opened in India for us. Admissions were given to us. We made good karobar, and we are now flourishing. We are all right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay. यही अफसोस होता है कि हमको शायद मतलब ये एहसास नहीं हो रहा है कि हमने क्या खोया है और हम इसको कैसे वापस पा सकते हैं. कोई अपना उम्र का हिसाब बता के कहता है कि पॉसिबल नहीं है, कि मैं तो गया हूं. जूस ने अगर ऐसा सोचा होता, यहूदियों ने अगर ऐसा सोचा, आज वो इस्राइल में इस तरीके से मुकीम नहीं होते और उन्होंने अपना दबदबा नहीं बनाया होता. उनका स्टेट जो है वो नॉर्थ ईस्ट के बराबर है और उनकी पावर जो है वो दुनिया में सबसे तेज है, क्योंकि वो ऐसे नहीं सोचते हैं जैसे हम सोचते हैं. ये हमेशा लर्न करने वाली बात है. हिस्ट्री में जाओ, डूबे रहो वहीं पे, खोदते रहो, लेकिन आगे मत बढ़ो. और आगे बढ़ो तो एक इंडिविजुअल की तरफ बढ़ो, एक कम्युनिटी की तरफ मत सोचो. मैं कहता हूं कि मुझे नहीं जाना है तो किसी को नहीं जाना है. इट दिस नोट जो कल हम सुनेंगे, अब बयान सुनेंगे, सब सुनेंगे, हम रोएंगे, पीटेंगे, इससे अब दिल भर गया है. कोई एक्शन नहीं हो रही है, क्योंकि जिन लोगों ने दूसरी दुनिया चुनी है वो मजे में है. इसी नोट पे मैं आपसे विदा लेता हूं. नमस्कार.